Hi guys. So this is the beginning of a new series of videos for me, and this is going to be all about decluttering my house. And it was going to be just decluttering my craft supplies, but then I realized they're all over my house. Okay, so I'm starting here. This is my chair, my recliner that I spend a lot of time in. I've got a really nice craft light here that I use. It's a light and a magnifier. It's super cool. Actually, I'll put a link for this. I got it from Amazon. It wasn't that expensive. I think it was about $20-$30. I have it hooked onto my bookcase here. And I've got my pills, my painkillers. I have lots of health problems, so yeah, I spend a fair amount of time in this chair, and I have a lot of stuff next to it. I have books, so like this green bag is all stuff I want to list to sell on eBay and get rid of. These are things that I'm working on in this pile. These are books that I want to read. Of course, never mind, I have a whole bookcase here. I need to finish going through the bookcase because I started going through it and getting rid of stuff that has just been staring at me every time I look at it. Every time I look at that bookcase, there's stuff that has been there for years and I'm not going to read it. It's like, oh, I should read that, or I'm gonna read that someday. So I need to get rid of those. I'm not as attached physically to my books as I used to be. I mean, I still love reading, but I don't need to keep all the books I read now. I have a little free library. Lots of them can go in there. Some of them will get donated. Some of them I can sell on eBay. So this is from going through my son's bookcases. I didn't do that. He did it. So those are the ones he wants to get rid of that I can sell. So that's where that pile came from. But this is like stuff I'm going to read, stuff I'm crafting with in this little container, whatever. Okay, so that's not too bad. Then we move into this room. This box is basically my Etsy store. Almost everything that I'm selling in my Etsy store is in that box. And then I have this whole corner is crowded with stuff. I know there's a box under there. See some books peeking out. That is a whole big box of Christmas books from when I used to do a podcast about Christmas books. And I keep thinking I'm going to go back to it, but I doubt it. I really doubt it. So I need to go through that box and see what I really want to keep and what I can get rid of. And then I've got a couple pillows, craft pillows, some felt. I don't know what that's doing over there. Yeah, so I need to go through this corner. There's a couple bags like this of stuff I just want to get rid of. But I don't know if I can sell it on eBay. Oh, and do you hear some crunching? There's Winnie. She's eating her breakfast. Hi, Winnie. Good girl. Okay, so that's one big pile of stuff and things that I need to go through. And then, this table. This just makes me tired to look at. We need a better system of organizing like our bills to pay and stuff. Most of it is stuff we just need to file somewhere. Either throw it out or file it somewhere. And then I've got more craft stuff piled here. Like this is kind of my embroidery tray stuff I've been working on embroidering. Like this is one of my fabric cuffs that I'm still working on. Oops, that way. Still needs beads and a backing. And then there's some more embroidery stuff here and here. It's getting buried by junk mail. And I don't know what that is. I think that's stuff we took off the piano when we were going to get it tuned. There's some pictures here that need to be hung up, buried under paper. And then here's my lovely bookcase. Remember, I showed you this before. This is like most of my books that I use for junk journaling to use the guts from. There's like dictionaries in foreign language. There's gardening, children's books, lots of children's books, just all kinds of books. And then it got out of control and started covering the floor. Right? I can't even get to the stuff back there, so I'm not using it. Here's a partial fabric rope bowl that I still want to finish. More books, more paper, more scrapbook paper, more just crafting supplies. Actually, that right there, those two things are going to be part of what I give away when I get 500 subscribers, which is coming up pretty quick. I have, I think, 462 right now, so that's exciting. And then there's this table. This little table was, well, hopefully will be again, my son's spot to work on his crafty stuff. Like he's making these cosplay heads, like wolf heads. But I've kind of buried his table. I cleared it out once at Christmas and then it got buried again. I was going through my fabric and I had all my fabric in the living room over by the Christmas tree. And I got that all organized, or 90% of it organized. And that is in this corner in these bins. But now the bins have other stuff on top of them and around them, just piles. So I need to get that stuff out of there so that I can actually access the fabric. Then we have this area, which is my sewing table, which is usually covered in stuff. There's stuff down under it too. There's one of my sewing machines. This poor table is buried. I really would like to unbury it. I've got a lot of good craft books there that I can't even get to. And then there's bins under here, which are mostly organized. See, there's a couple of my fabric bins that are accessible. But I would like less. I need to get rid of some of this stuff that I'm never going to use because it gets in the way of using the stuff I really want to. Okay, so that's the downstairs craft area. Okay, so now let's go upstairs. Okay, so now we're upstairs. Actually, let me just brag a little bit. I cleaned off my dresser. This was like piled high with stuff just a week ago, and I cleared it off. Of course, some of it is just in other places, but I did get rid of a lot of stuff. So that's really nice. Now I can see the top of my dresser. Okay, so let's go back into the madness. Okay, here's my craft room closet, which actually has doors on from the hall and then from inside the craft room, which is over there on that side. So here we are in the closet. And I actually did start already. I've made some progress clearing off some of that shelf, and like I had to really deep clean it because the mice had gotten in here, which is unfortunate. But this is just too full of stuff. And like this little crate was something that I made that I never finished from a craft retreat, like my first ever craft retreat that I went to, and it was very intense. And I never finished it because I don't really like it, to be honest. I did a bunch of different styles on the inside and outside, and they don't go together. So I need to just get rid of it. But I want to keep some things like my little people. Yeah, there's a couple components I want to rip out and save for another project. Okay, and here's, I don't know what. We've got some foam sheets, a lot of yarn projects. This is a blanket I started with a super easy pattern. And here's the yarn for the rest of it. Yeah, that doesn't need to go in here. That's not really a paper craft project. I want to have paper crafting stuff in this closet in my craft room, and maybe some fabric in here. I don't know about the yarn. I'm not sure. I don't do that many yarn projects anymore. I would rather learn more how to sew, how to do more sewing with fabric. Okay, so let's see. We have several shelves here. This was one of my things that I used to do, was wooden trays. I did like two or three. And then I thought, I need to do a bunch of those. This is what I do a lot of times when I start new crafts. I make a thing and I think, that was really cool, I should make 20 more. And so I start collecting parts for it. And then I never get back to it because I've moved on. It's like I can't let go of the thing. I made the thing, it was great. Now it's over. I don't get that last part. Now it's over. Let's move on. So it's over. We need to get rid of the wood. I have a whole big bin of wood downstairs somewhere. I think it's in the front porch now. It's made it that far. Then we've got, what is this, tins? Oh, glass and tins. Yeah, I need like 3 of those. That's all. I don't need a whole bin of them. I went a little crazy. I have always wanted to make buttons, so I got this Badge Factory thing. And it's really kind of cheap, and I don't like the backings that it makes. So I don't know what's going to happen to that. I should just sell it. I should just put it on eBay. That's one way that I don't feel as guilty. Like if I'm trying to get rid of something, I don't really want it anymore. And I'm like, oh, but I spent money on it. I can't just get rid of it or give it away. If I can sell it on eBay, I feel a little better. But really, I need to get to where I can just get rid of stuff. It doesn't matter if I spent money on it. It's torturing me sitting there, making me feel guilty every time I look at it, which is not good. So yeah, I need to take like 3 tins out of here and get rid of the rest. I'm not sure how to get rid of those yet. I don't know, but I'll do one thing at a time. Make progress daily. That's what that one YouTuber guy says. I can't remember his name, but I agree with that. Make progress daily. If I can just do a few little things daily, then I feel like, yeah, I made progress. So what else is on here? I don't know. Pressed flowers and feathers. That's what's in that green drawer. I'm never going to use that. Ever. Well, okay, wait. I might use some of the pressed flowers. I could use some of that in my junk journaling. Maybe. I'll have to look through it. They might just be crumbling garbage. You know, if they're pressed flowers and they're not in good shape, I just need to throw them away. Oh, and here's something. This is from when I went to Art Fest. And this was one of the classes I took was like painting fabric or mixed media fabric or something like that. So I made this really cool fabric, but for so long I just felt like I couldn't touch it. I didn't want to, ruin it, or I don't know. I didn't know what to use it for. Well, now I know. Now I can use it for junk journal covers. Because otherwise it's just sitting in here collecting dust. So I've either got to use it or get rid of it. So that's one thing. I guess I made a few fabric pieces. I don't even remember these. But they're good. They're really pretty. I should use them. Okay. So that's an example of something I should use, not get rid of. But it's not anywhere that I would, like, I didn't know it was up here until we just looked in here now. I didn't know that's where it was. What else? Picture frames. Yeah, we hardly have any, like, photo pictures on the wall in our house. We just don't do that. I wish I was one of those people that did. I have a big old frame somewhere that has, multiple openings in it that a former nanny gave to me. And I wish I was one of those people that sat down and, picked out the photos and got them printed and hung it on the wall for everyone to admire. But no, I'm just not. I just don't. We take lots of pictures. We have fun looking at them on our phones for the most part. But I need to get rid of those picture frames. I'm not going to use them. That's the truth. What else do we have? Canvases. Now this I think I will use. I think I will start using these because I'm starting to really get into mixed media. I'm taking this year-long course called Wanderlust. There's different class every week, and I think it would be really fun to do little small canvases. Let's see, let me show you. These are little 4x4. That would be really fun, I think. If I could get myself to actually use it. So that is something I would save. What's this? A record? Oh, this is like for a record album cover, a 12x12 frame. I don't think I need that. I have a couple. They're used. They're on the wall. Finished that project, and I still have an extra one. Let's see. when I was first getting into paper crafting, food labels. I thought for some reason that would be fun to use, but I've never used them. I saved a whole bunch of them. My husband used to work for General Mills. He would save food labels for me, like from other countries, you know, so they'd be in another language. Kind of cool, but I'm not using them. So get rid of them, throw them out, or recycle them. What else? I think there's some useful things down here that they're not out, or they're not where I can get to them, so I don't use them. Okay, game parts. I love game parts. I love games in general, but I love game parts, and that was something I saved. I knew I wanted to use somehow, but I didn't know how for a long time. Now I know a really good use of those is for spine dangles on junk journals. So I will use those. But then, like game parts paper, there's probably some stuff in there I could use, but I don't know. I haven't looked at it in so long, I don't know. I have to go through it. And what's in here? I think I know. Yeah, this is right. Okay, screws, nails, that kind of thing. Hardware store. I don't know what I thought I was going to do with that, but I haven't done it. So that needs to go. There's just so much stuff, you guys. And like, I mean, look at this. I can't even get in from that side. I can't even get into the closet because it's just so full of stuff. So I need to go through this a little bit at a time is what I've been doing. And I need to keep doing that. Okay, let's go over into my actual craft room and see how that looks. Oh, we didn't make it to the craft room because there's stuff in the hall. Look at that. There's a tower of stuff, and this has only been growing recently. It was a short stack, and then I think my husband, because I had a small stack out here, and he was cleaning stuff out of his office, he made my stack taller. He put stuff on my stack. But he also got me some little storage bins, which I wanted. So that's helpful. But some of this, like, okay, this bag is already sorted. It's stuff to donate. Santa's not going anywhere. He's staying here. And then we go into the craft room. I used to be able to move around in here. Not much anymore. I look at the floor. Like, it's like the shelves barfed onto the floor. I just started piling up so much stuff. Oh, I need that, I need that, I need that. And I'll just put it on the floor next to me. Luckily, Winnie's corner is still there, so that's good. But I don't want an avalanche to fall on her from this area, so that needs to be dealt with. And here's the thing. These shelves, I have not gone through most of the stuff on these shelves in years. And I thought it was going to be, at the time, I thought it was going to be stuff I would want handy. And now a lot of it I don't want. I just want to get rid of it. My zines are tucked in here down on that shelf, and they're kind of hard to get to, which should not be the case because that's actually part of my Etsy store, so it should be with my Etsy store stuff. Okay, so I want to go through these shelves and cull and then, you know, organize stuff that I want to use and have it handy either on the shelves or in the closet. Or I also have these 3 organizer things which are in front of the closet blocking it. Well, that one is. I guess that's one thing. Okay, so two things. Two organizers on rolly wheels. Yeah, it's just too much. It's just too much. I don't even know what I have a lot of times. And there's my desk. And I have put books that I use a lot, or at least I think I'm going to use them a lot, up there by the windows, so that they're really handy for me to grab when I'm sitting at the desk. But it's not ideal. I would like desk space. I would like to have open desk space on that table, or that desk. I guess you could call that a desk on that side. This is a desk. I love this desk. And this is where I film most of the time, is with this thing. Right here. But like that corner, I can't even get to that. I don't need that. This thing was really fun to paint at the time, but it's not functional. All of the thread that I have on it is not thread I use. It's all too old to use. It's brittle. I wouldn't use it on my sewing machine. I might use it for, like, mixed media stuff, like wrapping something in thread. That could work, but I don't really use it that much, and it's taken up that space. And then I don't even know, it's shoved in the corner right now. And there's obviously too much over here because I have things on top of the books. Okay, so that's that corner. Oh, and there's the filing cabinet, which I don't even want to think about. There's really old stuff in it. It's probably not helping me. I'm not using it for stuff that I get to now at this stage in my life. So it would be nice if that was functional, if I could put stuff in it that I actually use right now, like art supplies. Like all my pastels that I've been using lately. That's like the first thing that we learn about in the Wanderlust class, and I've been creating stuff for that. And yeah, like this little project was one of the things. This background for these ATCs was all pastel stuff. I had a big sheet of paper bag, actually, and just went to town on it with pastels and some stencils too, using pastels, and had lots of fun and made a mess. Okay, so as you can see, I mean, there's stuff over on this side of the chair too, on the floor, because I don't have anywhere else to put it. It would be nice if I could put it like over on these shelves. So it's hard. It's hard to go through all of this. I mean, it feels very overwhelming. Now this bookcase, right now, for me, it's perfect. It's all sorted through. It's stuff I want to keep. Stuff I sometimes use. Lots of craft books. Craft magazines, too. I do have a lot of knitting stuff on the bottom shelf that I probably will never use again. So I have to think about that. But not right now. There are many other things in front of that. So, like I said, I did start on the closet. I have made some progress in there. So I'm going to keep working on the closet. And I think what I'll do is just make compilation videos so you can see like a few days at a time and feel the progress. And I can too. It helps me stay accountable, make progress daily, and see that I really am making a dent, however slow it's going. So that's it. That's where I'm starting. Just starting right in the middle of it all, and you can come along with me. Okay, so thanks for hanging out with me, and thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you give me a thumbs up, I would love you even more. No, but it really helps other people see the video if you give it a thumbs up.